You have a skill, maybe you offer a service, but you're not getting clients, or maybe you're not getting as much clients as you want, then this video is for you. I got my first big ghostwriting clients through a simple code message, right? But over time, I've heard people complain about how they are unable to send out code messages that get responded to, or maybe they just find it weird, or they don't even know how to write one, right? So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything you need to know to send out simple, short, yet irresistible code messages that not only get response but also get you hired. Let's get into it. I like code messages because you know the way when you send out a message, or when someone sends you a message, first of all, most times you check their profile before you respond to them, or you actually read the message, then check their profile before you respond. That's actually what most people, including your target audience, do. So if you know how to send good strategic code messages, and you have your profile optimized and everything put together as someone who is positioning him or herself online, who is building an online presence or has built an online presence, it becomes even easier. I mean, you stand higher chances of actually getting response when you send out your code message. So let's get to the first thing. The first thing we're going to be talking about is what exactly is a code message. A cold message is simply a message you send to someone you don't know personally, but you're looking to collaborate with the person, you're looking to get mentorship from the person, or in this context, you're looking to get hired, or have the person get the person to actually work with you, which is our major focus in today's video. All right. So now that is what a code message is, and it's very important for you to note at this point that if you know how to send the right code messages, but you're not sending it to the right person, it will still make no difference, right? So it's very important to actually know who you are supposed to send out your code messages to. So that leads us to, who do you send your code messages to? It's simple. Your target audience are the people you send your code messages to, or you should send your code messages to. However, it's very important for me to state at this point that your target audience is not everyone, right? You're not solving everybody's problem. So, who are those people who you solve their problem? Your target audience are simply those people who your skills, your services actually solves a problem that they have. So, for instance, if you're a ghostwriter and you write ebooks, or you write books, you write content, you work for personal brands, you work for B2C, B2B brands, B2C brands, you should know that your target audience are actually those people, B2B brands, B2C brands, or personal brands. As someone who writes a book now, who do not have the expertise, or who do not have the time to actually write a book, right? That probably shows them as authority in their field, probably makes them money and all of that. You should also know that your target audience can also be people who are related to these people. So they are not directly your target audience. They're not directly the people you're solving a problem for, or the brands you're working directly with, but they are associated to this brand. If you're a content writer, or if you're still a ghostwriter and you're looking to work with B2B brands on their content, probably write their blog posts for them to get them more traffic, write articles for them to get more traffic to their site and all of that. You should know that your target audience, as the case may be, may not necessarily be the owner of this brand or the owner of this site, but people like the content manager, the content marketer and stuff like that. Because when you come to when it has to do with big brands, they obviously have people that fit into these roles. So it may not be the person who actually is pioneering the brand, or who owns the brand, right? That you're looking out to. Some of them don't even have that time to interview you and all. But if you are able to get in touch with the content marketer, the content manager, and all of those related positions who are strategically positioned for specific roles, then you should see them as your target audience, and those are the kind of people you should actually send code messages to. If you're a virtual assistant, your target audience are not necessarily people who are wearing suits and are in good rides and beautiful houses and all of that. Your target audience are probably people you are looking to assist, people who are busy, and all of these things I've mentioned may not be the accurate indicators to know who is busy and who is not busy, or who needs your services. What you might need to do is to actually observe. You get me? What do they actually do? What's on their profile? What's on their bio? What kind of posts are they making? Are they talking about burnout? Are they talking about how they're trying to manage a lot of things at the same time? And are they even directly asking for virtual assistants without knowing, right? Indirectly or directly. Okay, so you should just know that the bottom line is your target audience are people who you solve their problem. Now, they may not be people who you are solving their problem directly, but they may be related to the people who have the problem that your service or your offer or your skill solves. All right, so now let's move to the next. Let's get right into how you can actually write this irresistible code message or code messages. All right, I have 7 things for you on this note, and number 7 is very important. Like, if you're able to get number 7 right, you have every other thing put together. Like, it's easy to do every other thing and of course get results. Number 1 is to actually pay attention to your opening sentence. All right, pay attention to the first line, the first sentence or the first line of your message. So you don't go into people's DM and you're like, hello, good afternoon, how are you? You're not ready yet. That's probably why you're not getting responses. All right, so start your opening sentence with something that is relevant or something that can actually get their attention, make them curious. That curiosity is very important because a lot of people cannot even handle curiosity. If you're able to make them curious, if you're able to grab their attention with the first line of your sentence, that's what will even determine if they will open that message to read the rest of it. All right, so if you're starting with a good afternoon, and you can imagine that 1001 persons may be greeting that person that same day. So before they get to your own good afternoon and open it, it just might be late. All right. So just get right into something that is relevant, something that can actually tinkle their fancy, something that can actually make them curious and get them to open your message. All right. Now, the second thing to do is to ensure that your code message is personalized. And I won't forget to note that if you're sending a code message to a Nigerian, you have to make sure that the title is intact. First of all, what does it even mean to make your code message personalized? It means addressing them in person, all right? Going by their name or whatever they are fondly called, so that not fondly called by friends, I mean by the general public, okay? What they deem more acceptable, so that when they see, they are not reacting to it as a broadcast message. You know the way you feel when someone sends you a broadcast message. Most times you don't even read it. So you have to avoid creating that impression that this is a broadcast message. You have to make it personalized and as specific as possible. And how to do this is to actually make sure that you address them by their name, by their unique title. And like I said, if you're sending a code message to Nigeria, to a Nigerian, you have to be sure that you are infusing whatever they like to be addressed at. Is it sir or ma or doctor or professor? Whatever it is, make sure you put it and then you can include their name alongside. All right. Your code message, apart from making sure that the opening sentence invites curiosity or it actually catches their fancy, you have to make sure that you begin that opening sentence or you actually begin that message with in a personalized way, in a way that shows you're actually speaking to them directly. For this, I always recommend that you actually start with a compliment, right? Start with a compliment because somehow it just sets the tone for the conversation. The third thing you should actually do is to make sure that you get right into what you can do for them, right? Why you're reaching out and what you can do for them. Point out a problem you notice, something you have observed, right? That you can actually help them solve. Let them know if you have helped anyone, 1 or 2, 3, 400 persons, solve that problem. Let them know the result he brought briefly, all right, and also let them know what you can do for them or how you can actually help them. All of this doesn't have to take you so much time. Just point it out. Oh, I saw this, I've been able to do this for this, and I can actually help you get this done. All right, so for example, you can have something like hello ma'am Sophia, i I just noticed, oh, kudos on your consistency. It's quite commendable, it's quite relatable. I just noticed from your last post that this that happened, or that you're about to launch a new program, and then I have been able to do this, that for this, that brand, number of brands, and they were able to record that result, and I can actually help you achieve same. You can include the limits, be it days, be it weeks, be it whatever. Just make it as real, authentic, simple, as possible. You're keeping it professional, but at the same time, you don't want to sound like a robot, sound like an actual human. Point out particular things you saw. That's why it's very important that you stay tuned so you can hear the number 7 of these things. Now, let's move over to the fourth thing you should do. The fourth thing you should do is to give them a CTA. That's a call to action. Don't say all of those things and then leave them hanging, or tell them things like, let me know what you think about this. I worked with a brand, and somehow I had to be a hiring manager at some point, and then I get code messages that be like, or code emails that be like, let me know what you think about this. And I'm like, I'm thinking nothing about it at the moment. All right, so you don't want to do that, because if you do that, your message is definitely going to be ignored. Get right into telling them what to do. You can ask them a yes or no question. All right, you can ask them something such as, would you like us to get on a 10 minutes call, or would you be open to a 10 minutes call where I can tell you this, tell you that? Now, that kind of a question requires a yes or no response, and it's quite easy. All right, you can also ask them if they would like you to send them a copy or a package or whatever that would help them make better decisions. Now, all of those things are still yes or no questions, and when you do it that way, it makes it easy for them to actually respond. I hope you're getting the gist now. The fifth thing to do is to make sure that your code message is actually short. Remember when I was talking about, I think the third point, I had to emphasize on making it short because it felt like I was talking about a lot of things. Now you might be thinking that it's a whole passage. No, nobody wants a novel in their DM. So keep it short, keep it specific, keep it simple, keep it easy to understand. We don't have to think so much to understand what you're saying. Remember, you're messaging this person probably for the first time. You don't want to go there and make it even harder for them to pay attention to you or to respond to you. Now, over to the system. The sixth thing you should actually do is to remember to follow up. A lot of people be like, oh, I've sent code messages and nobody's responding. Sometimes it's actually because, it's not because they don't want to respond, but it's because they have not seen the message yet. All right. So, but by following up, I don't mean like you send the message in the morning and then in the afternoon or evening, you're there sending them hello, 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 like some people do. All right. So you would want to give them like a period of 3 days, 5 days before you get back with a follow-up message. All right, and it's not desperate, it's not desperation. You're only trying to remind them of a problem they have that you want to solve, or how you can actually make their life better. A message you have sent them on how you can make their life better, that you're bringing to their remembrance at the moment. So take a chill pill. It's not desperation. It doesn't make you look desperate. It's simply what you should do, and there's nothing absolutely wrong with that. Number 7 is to actually research before you send this code message. All right, or these code messages. Before you send a code message to someone and be like, hello, this, that, that, I noticed this, that, that, oh, you're doing well. Remember that that compliment is important because somehow it waters the ground. But before you do that, make sure you actually research on who this person is. Don't just assume you know them, that you've been seeing their posts. Actually take your time, take out time. If it is a brand, a company, whatever, take out time to go through their site, take out time to go through their social media handle. When was the last time they posted, in case you want to help them work on the consistency aspect of their brand. All right, whatever it is, if it's a personal brand, a corporate brand, whoever, make sure, don't just assume and get into their DM to speak English. You don't you if you play lazy, you're definitely going to get lazy results or no results. So make sure you actually research, get to know them well, get to know how, because this will even help you know the best way to come in and assist them. All right, so make sure that you do your research well. Very important. Now, the final thing I would be giving you as a bonus point is to make sure that you send these code messages to as many persons as possible, because code messaging to an extent is a numbers game. I was lucky enough to actually get a response the first time I tried it, because I tried it the right way. However, you can still try all of these beautiful things I've said, try the right way, and probably not get a response from one person for many reasons. All right, so make sure you send to as many persons as possible. The more persons you send to, the higher the chances of you getting a response. That is just how it works. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found all of these things I've said helpful. If you do well to let me know in the comments, and also feel free to ask me any questions at all as regards this in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer you straight up. If you're here for the first time, my name is Sophia, and this is your safe place for honest conversations on faith, growth, remote working, and building a successful digital career. If this sound like subjects you're interested in, do well to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out anytime I upload videos like this. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.